Good afternoon. I'd like to introduce you to the kitchen garden. This was created out of nothing really. There was no soil here, and we had to import a couple of lorry loads of soil to create this area. And this area just here, we planted potatoes in at the beginning of the year because I only created this last year, and we hadn't had anything growing in here before. So I just wanted to get it started. So I put some early potatoes in. Now we've already dug up about 3 rows of potatoes, maybe 4, and we had so many I had to leave these ones in because we had just too many potatoes. But now it's getting towards the end of the season, I want to just dig up these potatoes that are left and see what we've got. Now, I think we've got the potatoes back here. This is where we got to. So I'm going to start digging now to see what I can find. And I think I can see a potato. There's a potato, look, that's quite nice. Okay, yeah, we'll pop that in a bucket. It's not the best potato. Let's see what we can find. We've got to go careful now because what we don't want to do is skewer.
Oh, that's a big one.
Now there's a potato. Wow, look at that, folks. That's a lovely potato, isn't it?
It's a bit green.
It has caught a little bit. The soil's come off there. But let's see what else there is. I'm sure we'll find more. I'm sure we'll find a few more. They're not. Oh, hello.
Did you skewer that one?
I have skewered that one. But that's not a problem. Let's break that bit off there. Looks like I've skewered it twice actually. But that's a nice potato. Okay, let's see what else we can find.
I think this one's a bit green. This one's doing it now.
Now you can see I put some grass cuttings on these potatoes because this year it was so dry. I was worried that the ground was drying out too much, so the grass cuttings were put there to keep the soil moist for the potatoes. And
you don't have to start. Dad, what are these?
right, okay, those are sticks to keep the pigeons off my.
Oh, so it doesn't matter that you're just definitely.
Yeah, well, we can always put them back. So that's a nice big jacket potato, isn't it? That will go nice in the oven.
Okay.
So, considering this is the first year that we've grown anything here, we're getting some good crop.
Okay.
Good crop of potatoes.
Like things that you don't really need to worry where they grow.
Well,
They're like anywhere.
potatoes like growing on ground that's
That was a pebble.
yeah. Potatoes will grow on ground even when it's very poor and rough soil. And by growing potatoes, what you do is you break up all the soil, you remove the weeds. So growing potatoes is actually a great way of clearing land. And when I take you down to the allotment, that's I found another potato there. And when we go down to the allotment, I'll show you how I've managed to clear very rough soil and turned it into
a bit like the allotment.
Actually quite a productive area by growing potatoes first and clearing the ground. As you can see, these have been in a while now, so
They're going a bit green.
no, it's only the ones that have caught the light that go green. The ones in the ground are perfectly fine. As you can see, all the weeds are getting dug up as we go. There's another potato, that's nice. So the trick is really to dig and lift the potatoes without damaging them with a fork.
This is starting to get a bit heavy.
Okay, you can pop it down if you want.
No, that's fine. Try not to skewer anymore.
Oh, there's another one, look. Nice thing is when you dig potatoes, they just naturally come to the surface. There we have a skewered potato. That will be tea tonight.
few ones look a bit funny.
There's one nice potato. See, still got more. Now these potatoes, what we can do is if we put them in a dark place, we can keep those for at least 3 or 4 months into the winter. So they'll probably keep until about till about January before they start shooting again. So these potatoes will store well and keep us going through the winter, and that's why we grow them. And this is a new area for me, growing potatoes up here, because the reason for growing them up here was because I got a problem down on the allotment with slugs, amatodes, and what they were doing, they were boring into the potatoes and ruining them.
I think you're boring into them.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's see. We've got another row of potatoes here. So we've got all these to dig up. So we've got 2 more rows. So that's just come out of literally half a row of potatoes.
That's a tiny one. That's half a row.
Half a row of potatoes, yeah.
I like it.
Can you help pick up some potatoes?
Got it.
Now the nice thing is, if we'd still got the shoots, we could grab the shoots and pull the potatoes. But unfortunately, the shoots have all died back now, so you can't do that. See, all the weeds are coming out now. So again, we're clearing the soil, ready for next year.
What are you going to plant here next year?
Well, we can't plant potatoes on this next year.
Why not?
Because if you don't rotate the crops, you could end up with diseases. So next year we'll. I'm just thinking, what will we put here next year?
Tomatoes?
Possibly not tomatoes, because they are the same family. So I'm going to think. We'd probably put peas, maybe peas and beans. Might be a good crop here. Yeah. So put the fork in there.
Yeah.
And push down and lift up. There's one potato. So try over here, same again. So as long as we, right, so there, we should get some there.
Oh, there's
2.
3, 4.
Yep. So what good knackies now to try and be careful now.
Oh, I think I just got one.
Okay, don't worry.
Skewered one.
No, nothing there. There's more weeds there, so we'll pull those out. So just put the fork in like that. I think we're coming up to another plant now. We've just been very careful. There we go. Oh, there's a handful of potatoes there. Look, there's 4. That's good. They're good. So let's just. Oh, hold on.
I think I just skewered one.
No, okay.
I think it's crayon.
Oh, there's some more.
Got to another plant. Ugh, worms.
So, Dad,
Yeah.
why are some potatoes quite big and others quite small?
I don't know the reason for this. You just get a mixed crop. They don't all grow uniformly. Some grow bigger than others.
What are you going to do the hedge?
Sometimes you get more potatoes on some plants and less under others. And yeah, I mean, to be fair,
These are all quite big.
I normally harvest my potatoes a bit earlier than this because of the problems I was having down the bottom. But because I've left these in, I think they've grown slightly bigger.
So they're more like jacket potatoes.
Well, no, they're winter potatoes now. We can store these over the winter. We have these. Oh look, there's the chicken.
Where's the chicken? Oh, I thought you meant.
There's a chicken bone.
Why is there a chicken bone?
Yeah, now that's probably a good question really. Why is there a chicken bone there? Well, basically what I did before I planted the potatoes, I dug a trench and buried all the garden waste, all the kitchen waste from the compost bin, and put them under the potatoes. So the potatoes have had a lot of compost and offcuts from the kitchen, and that's what the potatoes have been growing on. So it's a good way of recycling a lot of your kitchen waste. You just basically put it in a composter, and then when you're ready, you can dig it in, put it under your potatoes, and it's perfect manure for them. You have to make sure you don't leave any in, because if you leave any potatoes in, they will grow next year, and you'll have potatoes growing in the same place as the year before, which is not ideal. So it's good to fork over the ground maybe a second time, just to lift up any potatoes that you've missed or that have grown slightly outside of the others. Caught that one, unfortunately, with a fork. There we go. Some nice ones there, look. Catching those roots there. I think we've got to the end of this road. Yeah, there's one more. Go over, you never know, we might find another potato. Look at that, as if by magic.
Thank you.
Fork found one. That's the risk now when you go back over the ground again. Oh, there's another one. These are the ones we missed the first time round. So just pay.
So why is it important not to miss any?
The reason we don't want to miss any is because what we don't want is potatoes growing here next year. Because these, if they're left in the ground, will grow next year, and that could cause disease.
Dad, is this a root?
Yeah, that's a potato top. I think we've done a pretty good job there.
We now have a full bucket.
Making
from
sure
1.5 rows.
there's no potatoes left.
And then we've got over the flowing, so I'm going to go and transfer some of these into this yellow bucket here.
So, one more row to go. Move this.
So we've got a full bucket now and a couple of spares, and we've still got a full row to go. So,
Yeah.
wonder what we're going to get now.
Right, I think we're going to get more potatoes.
Ooh, I see one.
Okay, that one's a good one. Just start digging here because.
And this one just lying in the ground and just full of hay.
See right on the edge. There's nothing. Oh, there's one.
That's tiny.
Get the tweet out. See how just digging and digging where the potatoes are just clears all the weeds, leaves it all nice and clean. So next year when you come to plant the next crop.
Loads. Oh, they're quite dirty.
Where are we putting these?
Oh, in the yellow bucket. I'll move the black one. It's quite heavy when they're full potatoes.
Now years gone by, growing potatoes would have been a big family thing because everybody in the family would have been out, grandparents, children, everybody would have been out helping pick the potatoes.
There's a load of potatoes in the ground there.
Yeah.
Which you haven't discovered yet.
Okay.
I saw them and then they went
Oh, there's one. So it would have been a big family thing to get everybody would have come out and help pick potatoes. I did once go to, I was lucky enough to go up to the Arctic Circle, and I helped a family picking potatoes, and they didn't have a machine that actually lifted the potatoes out of the ground. It just literally brought them all to the surface, and then everybody had to go with baskets and pick the potatoes, and that was really quite an enjoyable day's work. That was, but back-breaking as you can imagine. Look at these are fabulous potatoes, aren't they? I think we're going to have some lovely, I think those will make fabulous jacket potatoes for our bonfire night, won't they?
Yeah.
When we have all our cousins round and we have fireworks and bonfire party, these will be perfect, won't they? The smaller potatoes we'll have for Sunday lunch because they'll be like new potatoes.
One of my favourite meals is jacket potato.
Aye. Grass has done a good job of protecting the potatoes, stopping them going green. So that was a good call. I think that was Grandma suggested doing that. Putting the grass cuttings over the top. Good old Grandma. There's some nice potatoes. Oh, I've just skewed one. Oh, I've skewed two. How did I do that?
Nearly got a full bucket.
Fine. Another one. Right, we're getting towards the end now. There's one. There's one. Now I'm hoping that these potatoes haven't been bored into by the same slugs that I've got down the bottom. So
Have you planted any?
fingers crossed that these potatoes. I did plant some potatoes at the bottom, but I had to dig them all up rather quickly to stop them from being destroyed by the.
Why is there weeds?
These weeds have just grown. What happens is the potatoes, when they grow, they're so dense, it stops a lot of the weeds. So the only reason we've got weeds here is because it's outside where the potatoes are growing. So where the potatoes grow, the foliage is so dense, it covers the ground and it stops weeds growing. So that's why it's a very, very good